Hey guys, welcome to Dead Health. Let's check out this video called, it's another episode of, Byzantine Empire, Justinian and Theodora. Okay, let's just get into this. There's only like 3 more videos left in this playlist and we're getting close to the ending. And last time I really enjoyed that one. It's called Justinian's Rival. That was hilarious. His rival was fucking hilarious. He was a bald guy with hair, with beard, and it just ridiculous. Okay, it was so funny. But let's just watch this thing. Okay, it's not called Justinian and Theodora. It's called only Theodora. It's Theodora. This is my empire. Holy shit! You telling me she took over and, I don't know, pushed away Justinian or something? I don't get it, man. But let's just get into this. It's a small video. It's a short video. So let's just get into it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's go. This shit. It's like this series is so hilarious. If you don't know already, it's super hilarious because it's all cartoonish and funny. And the previous one I really enjoyed, but let's just get into it. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
As the great empires battled in the scorched plains of the Middle East, a new threat began to creep its way onto the scene.
What the
It
hell?
was at first a small thing, a local thing. A man in Pelusium dies. But this death served merely as the starting bell, the catalyst for a time of chaos and dread. A darkness reached out from the borders of Egypt and unleashed a horror never before seen on the world. That man in Pelusium had at first felt only a fever, but then a strange fog descended on his mind, accompanied by a swelling of great black pustules on his thigh.
Oh
then
shit!
He began to vomit blood.
Oh my
and his
god!
Skin began to decay while he still lived.
What the
He
fuck?
had the plague.
Oh!
This outbreak in Pelusium is the first recorded instance in world history of the plague. But
What is
still,
that plague?
Pelusium was a somewhat isolated.
Is that like Black Plague or something? Because I've seen the Epic History TV stuff with the Belisarius. They mentioned some kind of mysterious plague, and apparently that was the first time they encountered Black Plague. So what is this fucking plague? And how? Imagine having some weird decaying, your skin getting decayed or weird shit happening to you. Imagine that. That will fucking scare the shit out of you, bro. Because you didn't even like get wounded or anything for that to happen. It just happened. It's just dreadful. Oh my god.
Place. Sure, rumors began to spread across the empire of a town transformed into a living hell, but at first they were only rumors, horror stories to share at night. But then the plague moved up to Alexandria, the jewel of Egypt, and that horror became very real. The great port city of Alexandria fell into chaos. No medicine or prayer could stop the ravages of the disease. People spoke of the end times, of the wrath of God, and people died. Unfortunately, Alexandria was one of the great ports of the ancient world. It was a center of trade. It provided grain to the greatest cities of Eastern Rome. And so from there, from port to port, the Great Plague made its way across the Roman world.
It's like it's following a trail with which humans are able to connect. And it's infecting everybody in that trail, and it's like it's tracking everybody like a virus. Holy shit.
In 542, it reached Constantinople. The horrors it inflicted cannot be overstated. 1 in 4 people in the great city died. Like, imagine that.
Shit.
Imagine if 1 out of every 4 people you knew just vanished. Imagine
God.
what it does to an economy, to the functions of trade and of state. How does a world run when suddenly, for no rhyme or reason, 1/4 of its people are snatched up by the jaws of death? And those left alive had other grimmer duties. Those struck with the plague didn't die in ways that were uniform. They fell victim to different symptoms, sometimes suffering delirium, sometimes falling into a catatonic state. Some men felt such great thirst that they would run outside, wild, and drink from the fountains until they died, their bodies half in and half out of the water. Those who slipped into a coma-like state wouldn't die immediately, not if they had somebody
and we don't even know what the fuck this plague is. You know, I'm just assuming it's a black plague, but we don't know.
Attend to them. They would eat and drink if nourishment was put to their lips, which meant that many of their loved ones lived with the specter of death, caring for those they love as buboes grew and burst. And those who fell into a coma without somebody to care for them, they starved to death without even knowing. Bodies sealed in houses with no one to discover them until the stench became too great. It was said that no man was seen on the street unless he was carrying a corpse. Justinian had set up an office to handle the burials when the plague first struck, but no functionary, no office of state could keep up with the tide of death. First,
It reminds me of when COVID was all over the place. Everybody was like, for us, for the people nowadays, during COVID, they were instructed to stay inside houses. Back then, there was no instructions. So imagine the dread. It's the dread that's driving them to keep them like just hide inside the houses. And we don't even know if someone is alive or dead. You know, the plague and everything. They would just hide in there, and they would smell something rotten, and then they would go investigate, and you would find a dead body inside a house of this dead body of this guy that was just trying to hide from this plague, even though he was already infected and he didn't even know it. Holy shit.
they filled the cemeteries. Then they dug up all the open land in Constantinople to bury the dead. Then, in the state's final days of
Oh my
dwindling
God.
functionality, they had dug mass graves outside the walls. But soon these too were filled. Grave
Oh
diggers
my
tried
God.
to press the bodies down and pack them in.
Oh,
As everything
man.
unraveled, people just began to dump the bodies into the sea, which
Oh,
only led to
shit.
bloated corpses washing up along the shore. They also
Oh
tried
my
filling boats
God.
with corpses and pushing those out into the waves. All along the Mediterranean world, ghostly ships, manned only by the dead, would
Imagine seeing so much death like that. That's like so much, dead bodies, so many dead bodies, so much flesh, so much human flesh, so much blood, so much, decay, and so much nasty, fucking terrible. So, fucking, and the environment, the atmosphere inside a morgue is much more cleaner and civilized and good, and probably smelling much better compared to this shit. You know what I mean? And back then there was no like crazy ass policing. You if somebody finds you with a dead body in your hand, then you're arrested. None of that shit. It's like free real estate with dead bodies all over the place. Holy shit.
find their way to the coastline, bringing a cargo of bodies riddled by the plague. Finally, the people of Constantinople took to simply
That this shit is scaring me. Holy shit. Even though this is just cartoon, and the way this narrator is describing it, it's like, oh my God, the fucking fear, the danger, you don't know where the fuck this plague is. Maybe you're already infected. Who the fuck knows? That's so scary. And you're seeing tens of thousands of bodies around you. Like, holy shit. And the bodies are treated like stock of chicken tenders or something. They're all over the fucking place. They're thrown around sometimes. What the hell, man?
packing the corpses into the guard towers that lined its great wall. When the wind blew, the stench of decay covered the city.
Oh
The queen
my
of cities
God.
was a ghost town.
Holy
Those the plague
shit.
didn't kill, it often drove mad with horror.
I like the imagination of this creepy ghost dark shit like covering the whole city. Oh my God, man.
Or grief. Suicides increased dramatically, and
Oh,
all over the
man.
world, reports spread of grim apparitions, plying the waters.
Yeah, imagine if anybody keeps dying and possibly your family members and shit like that. Anybody, there's death all over, every completely surrounding you. What can you do other than lose all hope and then commit suicide and shit like that? It can, your mind will completely get messed up. Even if you're an adult and you know better, it doesn't matter. It can get completely ruined. Your mind will definitely be affected by the end. This is like a fucking, this thing, what the fuck is that?
and brazen boats, or spreading the plague by a touch of their ghostly hand. Whether they were phantoms of men's plague-addled minds, or merely the specters of fear is unknown, but these demonic visions gave men even more reason to keep hiding behind locked doors. And with all of this happening, harvest couldn't be collected, crops rotted in the fields, and famine loomed. And the plague spared
Oh
neither
my
the old
God.
nor the young, holy men or scoundrels, rich or poor.
man.
Everyone got the plague. Everyone. Including
God.
Justinian.
Oh
The
shit!
emperor fell into a deep coma.
What the
Soon,
fuck?
the buboes appeared on his thigh. Every day the city prayed, but everyone knew the plague's course. It was here that Theodora stepped in. Make no mistake, throughout Justinian's reign, she was working behind the scenes.
Oh my
During the
God.
course of his rule, she had worked to find space for both Orthodox and Monophysite Christians in the empire. She had fought for the rights of women, and she had always helped with imperial policy. On top of that, Theodora had also served as a sort of informal spy master for Justinian's regime, uncovering plots and fending off any internal threats to Justinian's power. In fact, she had just recently forced Justinian's ruthless taxman, John the Cappadocian, into exile as a priest as punishment for his willingness to entertain a plot against the emperor. And here, now in this critical juncture, as Justinian lay comatose, Theodora took up the fallen reins of power.
God
And this
dang.
is a remarkable thing. To think that she could do this, that she could hold all of the jackals and potential usurpers at bay. All around, there were generals with armies at their call. The
Fuck.
empire itself was in a state of disarray. Any one of these generals could easily claim that the current regime had been forsaken by God, that the emperor had no
man.
clear heir, and by all accounts, he was weeks from death at most. At no
How does Justinian have no hair? That makes no sense. Why doesn't he have any kids? Like, I mean, Justinian's wife, Theodora, she's apparently, a whore. She used to be a whore, and now she's with him. So I'm expecting like fuckload of children because it's all whorishness and shit. It should generate some kids, right? I don't get it, man. What the fuck?
point since Nika was control of the empire more tenuous. When you consider the fact that Rome, even Eastern Rome, had so often suffered civil wars and rebellions, it's incredible that in the midst of this plague and conflict, armies of Romans didn't array themselves against each other, spilling Roman blood to elevate some other ambitious man to the purple. But Theodora served as a unifying thread, as a continuation of Imperium. She made
Wow.
all the decisions that would normally come to Justinian. She held the
Okay.
court together and acted as a symbol
Dang.
of perseverance for a city and a nation.
I was expecting her to become this, nasty thieving bitch that would just backstab Justinian because he's bad health and everything, and then take over and do everything for her own, and she'll be a greedy, corrupted bitch or something. But nah, she's actually, keeping his, what do you call it, command alive and making things better. Holy shit. That's great personality. That's awesome.
Nation going through unimaginable suffering. But most of all, she acted quickly and ruthlessly, bringing to heel anyone she suspected might attempt to supplant Justinian. She had men of
So she must have really loved Justinian. That's what's making her do this, right? Like really aggressively get this shit going now mindset. Probably loves him so much, and he's for the first time she's seeing him on a bed, almost battling with life and death and shit. You know what I mean?
power
Dang.
arrested, she had generals recalled from their armies, and she had her courtiers listen for any sign of sedition. And through doing so, she prevented the civil war that should have come. But one of the men she'd had to recall was Belisarius.
Okay.
The world knew of his promise to never seek the purple while Justinian lived, but Justinian was on his deathbed. Many naturally assumed that Belisarius would simply take on the mantle of emperor once Justinian passed. And though he had tried to quiet those rumors, numerous Roman factions had started to campaign for pushing out the existing imperial family and installing Belisarius instead. And
Yeah, well, I don't understand why Belisarius doesn't want the, the crown, the place, the king role. I just don't get it, man. Like, is it like too complicated, too frustrating or something? Is that why he doesn't like it? But his loyalty is extreme loyalty. It's like too much loyalty. It's almost like it's not even like human. It's inhumane. That's insane level of loyalty. You cannot expect from not even from your own family members, if you ask me. But how the fuck is he so loyal? Is it his religion or his set of beliefs that push him through that extreme level of loyalty? I don't get it. But when everybody, the whole public is behind you, wanting you to take the mantle, but you refuse and stick to loyalty, and it's like, what is going on?
thus, Theodora recalled him, tried him, and confiscated the vast wealth he had accumulated during his campaigns.
Oh,
she would
shit.
later use her friendship with Belisarius' wife as an excuse to restore him to favor, but for now he was stuck cooling his heels in Constantinople, and safely removed from the power struggle, but also from the battlefield. Luckily for the
Oh.
Byzantines, this plague had struck the Persians as well. The war was by no
Shit.
means over, but there was a lull as each of the great empires struggled with their own internal problems and tried to
Oh,
keep their
man.
expensively trained troops away from the plague rather than fighting in the field. And so, for weeks,
my God.
Constantinople existed in torpor, stunned and reeling from the catastrophe that had befallen it. But then, the impossible happened. Justinian woke up.
Oh shit! Oh man! I thought he was gonna die, or I thought he already died or some shit. As soon as I heard that he got the plague and shit. But okay, it's on a playlist. I don't want to go into another video yet. There's 2 more videos left, but I will get around to it. Okay, crazy fucking story, and now it's like holy shit, what the fuck? And again, Justinian woke up. Can somebody tell me, do we have any like a medication or like a solution to this plague yet? Do we even have it? And what plague is that? Is that a black plague? I'm thinking it's black plague. If it's black plague, do we have any what do you call it, like a medicinal solution for this? I don't get it. Because what happens if there's a black plague now again? I mean, after COVID, that will fucking kill more people. Holy shit. Please tell me though in the comment section, do we have any medicinal cure for this? Can somebody tell me? Okay, but Theodora, I really like Theodora in this one. I hated Justinian till now. I think I still hate him. But they even said like Theodora was even worse than Justinian in many ways. But that was like a secret book written by someone, dude, Pappus or something. I forgot his name, but he wrote a secret book where he mentioned Justinian as this greedy motherfucker. And Theodora is corrupted, slut having sex with everybody in the town or some shit, like a whore or something. I don't know. But that's just rumors. But I like Theodora in this. I like her. She's actually like very like a noble lady. That's pretty cool, man. I really enjoyed this. I thought she's only there because of all the riches and all the wealth that she has with Justinian. That's what I was thinking. But now she changed my mind. That's pretty cool. Okay, so Theodora, this is my empire by Extra History Part 10. What did you think about this reaction? Did you like my reaction? If you like my reaction, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. It's my main channel. This will upload like once a week. I only upload once a week because my backup channel keeps getting copyright strikes and I don't want to react anymore. I might even give up reacting at some point, but it's because of YouTube, okay? So just never goes anywhere if you're a reactor. Your channel never goes anywhere. If you want to know, if you want proof, subscribe to my channel and see me not reach anywhere, okay? That's how you know, okay? So if you like this reaction, please subscribe. See how fucking dead my channel is. My backup channel is already dead. It's rotting like the plague, but now it's like this channel is also useless. So please subscribe if you like. Suggest me more series like this. I love this series. I want to see more, okay? So please suggest me. I'll definitely note it down and react to it, okay? Type down in the comment section, okay? So yeah, that's the first reaction. Please subscribe to both my channels if you like. There's Napoleon stuff on my backup channel, okay? Go check it out. And if you like it, subscribe to both my channels. Show me support, and I'll see you guys next week with more the next part of this, okay? Yeah, that's the first reaction. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.